Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So I wanted to share with you guys how I'm going about my goal setting for this year. I apologize at the start of this video for any lighting changes. When you're using natural light, you just can't control anything. If you are new around here, then my name is Holly. I go by Holly Gabrielle online and I just document my life learnings. I'm currently part of Ali Abdal's team and then I do my own content on the side, hence why you're watching this video. But I'm gonna break this down into 3 parts. So I'm gonna firstly share what I've learnt about goal setting, especially through working with Ali and doing lots of research and writing for his videos. Secondly, I'm gonna share my actual goals. And then the last thing I want to talk about is just like a warning with goal setting, or the biggest mistake I think we can fall into when it comes to like setting big ambitious goals and stuff like that. There is a lot I want to share though in this video, so we're gonna dive straight into it. Make sure to subscribe if you are new around here, and yeah, we will jump straight into part 1, which is all about my recent lessons about goal setting. Very recently on Ali's channel we posted a video about goal setting, and this video has honestly blown up. It's done so incredibly well. I do have a cat here, by the way. Say hey, Minnie. I know I worked on the video, but I do think it is a great video. And yeah, it basically talks through how you can set goals in a very effective way. And the first step in doing that is to write down your goals. There was a study that showed that if you write down your goals, literally just write them down, you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals, which is crazy. I also think that sharing goals with other people is really useful as well. Recently Angela and I also shared our goals with each other. It was very casual. We were just walking back from the shops and we were just sharing our goals for the year. And I also think this is a really great way to hold yourself accountable, because by sharing it with other people you're speaking it into existence. You're opening up to other people and you're being vulnerable and sharing your big dreams and ambitions, you know? And then once you have your goals, obviously you don't want to overwhelm yourself with too many, but like when you have your goals set, you obviously don't want to like ignore them. You want to have them accessible, so you could set them as your phone background or something. You could have them on the front page of a journal. Have access to them so you can look at them regularly, and then monitoring progress is also really important. And it's okay if you don't make progress towards all of your goals. Like, progress is not linear. There are ups and downs with everything in life. Sometimes you'll regress a bit and that's also fine. And when I was doing the research for this video, I came across something that was really interesting, because for a long time when I was trying to think about myself achieving a goal, I'd focus solely on that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, like the outcome. But research does show that when you focus too much on that outcome, you're less likely to achieve it and you're like not as motivated. So instead you want to visualize yourself making progress towards that goal. So as I'll come on to, one of my goals with running, like I want to set new PBs this year, and instead of focusing on that specific time that I want to achieve for a certain distance, like that's the outcome, I should focus on like the consistency in my training and going out on those runs every day, putting on my gear, putting on my trainers, going out on that run, imagining myself, you know, feeling tired and having to push through. Like, that's what you need to visualize. And then linked to this idea of visualizing the process instead of the outcome is something that is called mental contrasting. And this is where you visualize the outcome that you want and you contrast it with the obstacles that you may have to overcome in the process of achieving that goal. Like, your goals can scare you and they can be ambitious, but you don't want them to overwhelm you and make you demotivated because they feel too difficult. And this is why mental contrasting is important. You need to visualize the obstacles that you may face. This researcher came up with this WOOP method thing, which stands for wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. So the wish and the outcome, that's basically your goal. So I could say, I wish I could run a marathon in under 3 hours 15 minutes, and then the outcome would be me crossing that finish line in that time. But then the obstacle and the plan, that's where mental contrasting comes in, because I'm like, there are going to be days where my legs feel super tired. That's an obstacle. So the plan will be, on those days I make sure I have my best playlist on, I pick a podcast that's really interesting to keep me entertained, and I go out and do that run. I figure out ways of overcoming these obstacles. So yeah, I hope that made sense. But I found that research super interesting. Visualize the process, don't always focus on the outcome, and secondly, do some mental contrasting. Think about those obstacles and plan ways to overcome them. But yeah, in terms of my own goals, so the first thing I kind of want to say is, how am I holding myself accountable? How am I tracking my progress and stuff like that? I'm using Notion a lot more this year for my own personal stuff. I use it a lot in Ali's team, but at the end of last year I was like, I need to build my own Notion database that tracks my video ideas, my filming of videos and all of this stuff. So I've created this Notion page. I'm starting to build it out and I'm really happy with the progress so far. But in terms of tracking my progress on a weekly basis, a monthly basis and stuff like that, to make sure that I am making progress and I am forcing myself to reflect, because trust me, it is very easy to like forget about your goals and then they just collect dust. But I've been using for the past like 4-5 months now a platform called Akiflow, and I've spoken to you guys about it in some of my vlogs before. It is a productivity tool that has seriously leveled up my game when it comes to organization, time management, keeping track of everything in one place. It is just this really cool and fun way of time blocking, and you can also integrate all of your other productivity apps into Akiflow. So Notion, Gmail, Todoist, Slack, and everything comes in one place. It is so good, you guys. So this is my Akiflow, what it currently looks like. I have my time blocks. It's all really nicely color coded according to my different projects and stuff. And then I have these different time blocks. So for example, every Monday, Thursday and Friday, I write for Ali in my Monday time block. So yesterday I did the 2 things I wanted to get done. I just love it because I make these time blocks. So tomorrow, let's say Wednesday, I want to create a slot for filming. Can I spell? So filming tomorrow in this time block, and then I can add tasks within that time block. So I'm gonna write film moving out short series potentially. And I have over on the left hand side as well my universal inbox, so I can drag stuff into a time block. So tomorrow I'm gonna actually move my run to later in the day because it's gonna be freezing. So I'm gonna drag that to about 12, and then in the morning I'm gonna put an organization block, an admin block actually, and I'm gonna add it into my Holly Gabrielle project. Filming is also Holly Gabrielle. It has this AI feature, so it learns about you and it sort of like assigns tasks to different projects, but sometimes you just do it manually. Admin though, I can drag that into tomorrow from my universal inbox. So this is where I dump everything that just comes to mind, and then my today list is everything that's like overdue, schedule on my calendar, completed. This is all of my overdue stuff, so I'm just dragging it into blocks. Reply to all emails, admin, blah blah blah. Like I've been self-employed for like how many years now? Like about 4 or 5 years now. 4 or 5 years. And one of the things I have struggled with is, you know, like actually doing the things that I set myself to do, because, you know, often I don't have deadlines for myself. I could say I'm going to film this video today, but, you know, I might be like, no, I'll just put it to tomorrow. I'll just push it to later in the week. But my Akiflow holds me accountable. Like, it's so much fun. I love looking at this. It makes me feel super motivated and enthusiastic about actually taking things off. Yeah, like it's the best productivity tool I've literally come across, so would highly recommend. I'm basically gonna set a task on Fridays at 7 p.m. That may be too late, but I'm gonna say review goals. Let's put a target. And basically I'm gonna set that to repeat weekly on Friday. You can customize the repeat, but I'm gonna say every Friday. It takes a little while to get used to it, but it's really intuitive and easy to use. They also have free one-on-one onboarding calls. So when you sign up to Akiflow, I do have a link in my description box for you guys to check out. Test out Akiflow, download it, jump on an onboarding call. They will walk you through how to use it, which I would highly recommend doing. I did it and it really helped me. But as I said, there is a link in my description box for you guys to check out Akiflow. I would love for you guys to test it because it seriously changes your whole productivity game. And then in terms of my goals, like I don't have that many. I used to try and set loads and loads of goals, but then I used to achieve like a tiny fraction of the total, and it kind of was very counterintuitive and counterproductive. So yeah, I've split them into 3 broad categories. So work, personal life, and health, running and fitness-y stuff. So starting with work, and as I spoke about in my life updates video, I am no longer running Holly Jumia as a business. My online tutoring business, it was taking up too much of my time. I lost my love for it, and it was pulling my time and energy away from other things that I wanted to prioritize. So I write for Ali and I create my own content within my brand of Holly Gabrielle, and those are the things I want to focus on this year. Like I want to dial in on those 2 things and be really good at writing, and also build back up my confidence online in speaking about the things I care about. With YouTube and like long form content, I love vlogging and sharing vlogs with you guys and documenting my life and filming chatty videos like this. So I know what I want to do on YouTube. It's the short form content, like the reels, the TikToks and the YouTube shorts, that I'm really trying to level up and get better at, because originally, you know, like I'm a long form YouTuber. I was that OG Cambridge vlogger. I've always vlogged like landscape, and then filming stuff and creating content in short form. I don't think it's the fact that I'm not good at it. Like, it's still speaking to a camera and I love doing that. It just didn't ever come as naturally to me. But over the Christmas period and before that, when I was finishing up some work stuff, I made this Notion page, as I said. I started planning content and thinking about my content verticals and what I wanted to talk about. And you may have noticed on my Instagram and on my YouTube shorts as well, I was posting quite consistently. And I really, as I said, just want to find confidence in my voice online again, especially through short form content. I know what I want to share. I know what matters to me and what I really love. And I'm in a really, really happy place right now, mentally and physically. So yeah, I just want to really take hold of this opportunity and run with it. And you know, as I said, Holiday Dreamer was just taking time away from me creating content. So yeah, I want to double down on those two work things specifically. Now, I was thinking potentially, because I do get itchy feet, if that's the saying, and I was like, I want to start this new business. Maybe I should start a new business. And I kind of got a bit excited. But this year, I'm like, no, Holly, I'm not spreading the jam too thin. I'm not letting my writing or my own content and filming, you know, fizzle out. I want to be consistent and I want to get really good at both of them. So that's my work goal. There's basically one. In my personal life, my big goal is to move out. I spoke about this in my life updates video. It's a goal that's not really in my control, we could say, because moving out and buying a property, like, there's a lot that could go wrong, you know, but I am very hopeful that it is going to go through. So I guess my goal is to, like, yeah, do my best to make it happen. For Angela and I to move out, for us to build a new routine together under the same roof, and yeah, just have fun at the start of a new adulting journey. A second personal life goal is basically to always prioritize my family and the people I love over work. And yeah, this goes back to me being someone who finds it very difficult to say no to things and to turn down opportunities. Like before, when I was talking about my work goals, like I had this new business idea and I'm like, wow, I could make progress towards that and try and make it happen, but like, I need to say no for now, because if I say yes to too many things, it means that I'll be taking on too much and I won't spend as much time with my family and the people I love and care about. And when I am really, really brutally honest with myself, I am the type of person that does get a little bit stressed when I'm behind on work, or like I don't feel like I've done enough work in a week. And don't get me wrong, I've come a really long way, but I just always need to remind myself that my priorities in life lie in the realms of my health and, you know, me being mentally and physically healthy, and also the people I love. So when work gets too much, I will spend less time with those people and I just dig myself into this hole and I shy away from the things that actually matter in life. Because at the end of the day, and zooming out, when you're lying on your deathbed, I know it's kind of a morbid thought, but on your deathbed you will not worry about the work things you didn't do, the things you didn't tick off on your to-do list. Like, you won't care about those things. Most people on their deathbeds, they regret not spending as much time with the people they love, and I know that. I genuinely know that, but sometimes I forget to put it into practice. And with goal setting, like, I think a big thing is, you know, we can have these goals, but like, what's stopping you from achieving them is the action. So yeah, even though I know a lot of this stuff, it's about putting it into practice. My third category of goals are all to do with health, fitness and running, and I have 3 in particular. So the first one is to set PBs at every race distance that I've already completed. Today, actually, like, big news, you guys, I set a 5k PB. Like, my original PB, I didn't really have one, but it was around 22 to 23 minutes. I can't really remember. Like, today I did 20 minutes 22 seconds. I know I can break that 20-minute barrier this year. That is my goal. And then my 10k PB is 43:05. I'm going to Valencia this week and hopefully I'm going to smash that. And then my half marathon time to beat is 1:35, and then for a marathon I want to beat 3 hours 25 at London Marathon this year. So I'm being ambitious, and like, I love running, you guys know that. It's like a really big part of my life. But my second fitness goal is all to do with like strength and building up more strength. So I've already made progress towards this because I am starting to supplement creatine actually, which is a very widely studied supplement. It helps you build more strength because you can basically do more work, because creatine gives your muscles more ATP to do more work, and then you can say do more push-ups and squats, your muscles get more time under tension, which is really important for building muscle, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm supplementing creatine, and then alongside that obviously I need to actually do the work. So as well as running, like, you know, going to the gym, lifting heavy, and yeah, I'm already, you know, doing 3 sets of 10 push-ups, which a few months ago I couldn't even do 5 without huffing and puffing and collapsing on the floor. That's my second fitness goal. And then my third is about building this body dashboard, I'm gonna call it. I also learned this through watching podcasts that Ali did with really cool people. A body dashboard is basically something that I heard from, what's his name? The name of the person is not coming to mind right now. What is his name, Milka? Dan Go! That's his name. Apologies. The name is Dan Go. I worked on a video for Ali's channel. He interviewed Dan Go, who's like his personal trainer and stuff like that. But Dan Go talks about this body dashboard. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. Basically, it's where you benchmark where you're at. So obviously you can run and see how fast you can run, how far you can run, how heavy you can squat and stuff like this. But the internal workings of your body, we're often not very aware of. I know that I'm pretty healthy based on how I feel and stuff like that, but internally I didn't really know. So last year I had a blood test done, and this marks the first phase in me building up a body dashboard. So I got loads of different markers on my metabolic health, heart health, my liver function, general body stuff, my weight, height, hip to waist to hip ratio, body fat percentage, all of this stuff was taken in this test that I had done in London. And my results I was super happy with, and I may share them with you guys at some point. But like, I want to also, you know, do a VO2 max test, a lactate threshold test, which will help with my running, potentially do a DEXA scan. There's loads of things that I could do, and you know, I really do prioritize my health, and I do put a lot of my money into like health and fitness and food and stuff like this. Like, that's just where my priorities lie. And obviously we don't all have to think the same. But yeah, I think a body dashboard is really cool because once you have benchmarks, you can then work to improve them. You know, like without actually knowing where you are, how can you set goals and then work towards them, you know? I also feel like this was a turning point in my like kind of mental health journey as well, because like a few years ago I would have cried at the thought of standing on scales and having like my weight taken and measures of body fat percentage and stuff like this. But like about a month ago when I had this done, I for the first time stood on the scales and was like, wow, like, you know, I'm really happy, like this is my weight, that's good. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, but I can stand on this set of scales and I cannot cry, I'm not scared, I don't feel guilty, it doesn't make me feel bad. It's just my weight, it's a number. And yeah, that's a big like milestone for me. So the final part of this video is just a word of warning, a note on the biggest mistake I think we all make when it comes to goal setting. And basically I really like this quote. It's from the philosopher Seneca, and it's basically like, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. What that basically tells us is that, you know, having goals is better than not having goals, because you set your compass direction. You know where you want to go and what you want to achieve. You know, you can feel aligned. Otherwise, you kind of feel lost with, you know, what you really want to do. But having said that, when we do like obsess over the outcome and we say things like, oh, you know, I'll be happy when I run a sub 20-minute 5K, or I'll be happy when I move out, or like, I'll be happy when I post every day on Instagram or whatever. When we say things like that, we forget to enjoy the journey, you know? Journey before destination, or journey over destination. Ali says that a ton. It's now ingrained in my brain. And you know, the enjoyment comes from not only achieving that goal itself, but also the process of achieving it. And we have to remember that when you do achieve a goal, like when I do run, I don't know, for example, under 20 minutes for the 5K, I'll be like, I want to run under 19 minutes, 30 seconds, and then under 19 minutes, and you'll just want more and more, because humans, we're greedy. We want more and more. Once you climb one mountain, there'll be an even taller one in the distance that you'll want to climb. So instead of just focusing on reaching the peak, you need to enjoy the process of climbing at the same time. I used to be very outcome oriented. Back in my student days at Cambridge, I wanted a first. I was going to be happy when I finished my degree. And that's not to say I didn't enjoy the 3 years studying, but like I just wasn't really aware of this mistake I was making. So basically what I'm saying is we need to always have this balance between, you know, aligning our compass and wanting to achieve something, but always balancing that with enjoying the journey. And you can do that by like celebrating every tiny win. Like today I was so happy when I ran 5k in 20 minutes 22 seconds. You know, if I was just focused on that number of 20 minutes and getting under that, like I wouldn't be happy, but I am really happy. And it's also important to learn, I think, from the things that don't go so well. Like I could run a 5k, I don't know, in a couple of weeks, and it could be worse than 20 minutes 22 seconds, but you know, you need to figure out what went wrong. Do some troubleshooting. Don't be too hard on yourself is what I'm trying to say. You know, be ambitious, but be kind to yourself. Please be kind to yourself. And yeah, that is where I'm gonna end things. Definitely like this video if you enjoyed it, and remember there is a link in my description box to check out Acaflow. But yeah, as always, I will leave you with the bloopers and speak to you very soon in another video. Bye guys! Why are you staring at me like that, huh? I feel like my nose is getting itchy. I don't know how long this video is already, but we are currently losing light. And, let me... Whoa, we are dull, okay. What's the brightness on this? Hello? Hello? Do-do, do-do, do-do. Oh, that's like kind of too bright. That's also too bright.